So I want to go over with you what your options are for having a respondent served with a PPO after it's been granted. Um, we do have an instruction sheet about that, so I'll show you um, where you can find that form. And I just want to take you first to our home page. So the Personal Protection Order Office in Ingham County is run by Eve. It stands for End Violent Encounters, and our website is eveinc.org. So that's eveinc.org. When you're on our main page, if you hover over Services, scroll down underneath Personal Protection Order Office to PPO Forms. And then on the bottom left-hand corner here, under General Paperwork for all PPOs, click on How to Serve PPOs. And you would actually, when you pick up a granted personal protection order at the PPO office, you would get a copy of this instruction page. This instruction page has information about how to serve different types of PPO paperwork on the other party. But right now I'm just going to go over serving a personal protection order. So first of all, I just want to point out that there is not a deadline for serving the respondent with their copy of the PPO, and the PPO is in effect as soon as the judge signs it. And what this means, practically speaking, is if police make face-to-face contact with the respondent for a violation of the PPO and see that the respondent hasn't been served yet, they would have a dispatcher read the order to the respondent over the radio. And if that happens, then the respondent has been served with the PPO. So you wouldn't have to do anything more to have them officially served with the hard copy of the PPO. If police have the dispatcher read the order, the PPO, to the respondent over the radio, that's called actual notice. So it's something that law enforcement can do. In that scenario, they would give the respondent an opportunity to comply with the order, since that would be the first official time that the respondent knew about the personal protection order. And if that person chose not to immediately comply, that is grounds for them to make an arrest. So just keep that in mind. The PPO is in effect as soon as the judge signs it, and police can come out and give official notice to the respondent of the PPO. In fact, they are required to do that if they respond to a call for a violation and make that face-to-face contact with the respondent. So your options, though, for getting the hard copy to the respondent are either, you've got a couple of options, either personal service or certified or registered mail. So the mailing option, you have to go to the post office with the respondent's copy. And what is the respondent's copy? So the respondent should be getting a copy of everything that's been filed. So the respondent needs to be served with a true copy of the PPO. So you'll look for, it's typically in blue, a blue stamp that says true copy, as well as a copy of everything that you filed to ask for the PPO. So that's your petition, your statement, and then if you provided any supporting documents, attachments with your statement, the respondent needs to get all of those things. So you would go to the post office with all of that, just as like one stapled copy, and you'd fill out a green card at the post office saying that you want to send your letter through certified or registered mail, and with restricted delivery to the respondent. So this is a really important part. So you have to make sure that you're mailing it with restricted delivery to the respondent, which means that the post office is going to make the respondent sign for the letter, and they shouldn't let anybody else sign for the letter, and they shouldn't release the letter to the respondent if the respondent doesn't sign. And then you need to put a good return address on that green card that you fill out at the post office so that the post office sends you that green card, called the return receipt, back in the mail after the respondent has signed for the letter. Personal service is your other option. And personal service can be anybody who's not you, who's at least 18 years old, just handing the respondent their copy. They just have to take it in their hands. They don't have to sign for it in this scenario. So they are served when they take it. For the mailing option, they're served when they sign for the letter. If you have somebody hand the respondent their copy, again, somebody who's not you, at least 18, they need to have a valid ID because they have to get their signature notarized on the proof of service form. So who hands the paperwork to the respondent can be somebody you know who's willing to do it, or it can be somebody you hire. Who you hire can be a private process server, so somebody who's in the business of going around and serving papers on individuals. So you might do an internet search for process servers in your area. Otherwise, most sheriff's offices will have civil process divisions, so for a fee you can hire the sheriff's office to serve the paperwork. Those are your two options that the court rules allow for serving a PPO. If you have attempted to serve the respondent using what the court rule allows, those methods, and you've been unsuccessful at having them served, you can ask the judge to grant you alternate service, and that would be the judge giving you permission to serve the respondent in some different, hopefully slightly easier way. So if that's something that you feel like you need to do, then get in touch with the Personal Protection Order Office. We have those forms and can show them to you. And then I just want to show you what the proof of service looks like as well, because the proof of service is going to be filled out after the respondent has been served. So let me just get to a proof of service here. This would be for a domestic PPO. They all look very similar. So this is the proof of service. You're going to fill in your case number up at the top, which you should have on all of your PPO paperwork, somewhere in the top right-hand corner typically. This proof of service will be filled out by whoever serves the respondent. So that can be you if you do the mailing yourself and get that green card back in the mail. Otherwise, it's going to be the person who handed the paperwork to the respondent. And this proof of service form, again, gets filled out after the person has been served. So whoever served the respondent will check affidavit of the process server. I served a copy of the PPO by either personal service or that mailing option with the green card attached. On, and that's going to be respondent's name. So make sure that the person who did the service isn't putting their own name down, and make sure you're not putting your name down. This is the person who is the subject of the PPO, the respondent. So their first and last name. And then it's going to be the address of the location where the person handed the respondent the paperwork, or the address where you mailed the paperwork to the respondent for mailing, for the mailing option. And then either the date and time that the person handed the paperwork to the respondent, or the date that the respondent signed the green card for mailing service would go here. And then once this top part is all filled out, whoever filled it out needs to sign their name in front of a notary. So again, the signature part down here is going to be the signature of the person who served. Most banks have notaries, but also in Ingham County, the clerks at the Circuit Court Clerk's Office, they can notarize the signature for free. And that's where this form gets handed into, is those clerks. And that way the court will know that the respondent knows about the PPO, and they will let law enforcement know that the respondent has been served with the PPO. Then, if police make face-to-face contact with the respondent for a violation of the PPO and see that that person has already been served, they would automatically arrest them for violating. Now, if the respondent ever violates the PPO after they've been served, but they're not arrested for whatever reason, then you, the petitioner, can file what's called a motion to show cause to ask for a show cause hearing. It's like a PPO violation hearing, because the respondent is facing jail time for violating a personal protection order that they've been served with. So that's information on how to serve a personal protection order.